tonight. Very funny, Nick Mullen.
Give it up for Bryson Turner. Coming out on the night of his demise. How brave of him. This is his dethroning. Just away into relative obscurity after tonight. Yes. It's good to be in Austin. It's good to be back in Austin. I was in Detroit, Michigan for a week. Appropriate response. Detroit is terrible. It's a terrible, terrible place. I read about how bad it was on Wikipedia, but for some reason I had to go experience it myself. And really to relay how depressing it is, Detroit as a whole is like if the Holocaust had a shitty football team in a casino. Actually, that's a bad analogy, because at least in Auschwitz, work would set you free. In Detroit, they don't have jobs. I haven't really been paying attention to the statistics lately, but I'm pretty sure it's something like none of them have any sort of employment whatsoever. But we were in town for this comedy festival, and I was trapped in my hotel room the whole time. And there was nothing to do, so I went to this dollar movie theater. And they have dollar movie theaters like we do, but here it's different because they're usually themed and it's fun. There, everything has gone out of business, so the only thing left in business, they're like, I don't know, what do you want to pay for this? And that's how much it costs. And I went and I saw that the really saccharine, pandering Sandra Bullock movie, The Blind Side. You guys familiar with it? She won Best Actress. If you're not familiar with it, here's the basic premise of the film. It's about this black guy that doesn't know how to do anything until Sandra Bullock shows him how. It's really sweet and uplifting. It's actually really insulting. It's supposed to be about a minority triumphing over adversity, but really it's about a white woman triumphing over her white guilt. And like they tell you right at the beginning of the film that the guy's not retarded. They establish that fact, but the entire time everyone in the movie treats him like he's radio. And it's ridiculous because, like, you know he's homeless. That's why he's living with them. They show him homeless. She picks him up and takes him in. They know he doesn't have a family. And so there's one scene that's in the previews that you may be familiar with where she's showing him his room. She's like, okay, here's your bed, and here's your dresser, and if you need anything, we'll be right down the hall. Just come holler at us, okay? And then he says, oh, I've never had one before. And she says, what, a room to yourself? He goes, no, we're bed. And it's real sad. She has to go cry. As contrived as that scene is, I'll allow it, Hollywood. I'll let you tug at my heartstrings a little bit. That scene's necessary. But literally 10 minutes later, they're in the bookstore, and she picks up a copy of Where the Wild Things Are. And she's like, oh, Where the Wild Things Are. This is such a good book. I used to read this to my kids all the time. Michael, did your mom ever read you? Like, you know goddamn well he doesn't have a mom. He's being a bitch. I went to the bathroom. I half expected to come back in 10 minutes later. She's like, Michael, is this your first time riding on a hot air balloon? Is this the first time you've ever Michael, did your mom? Well, there's always next year. Yeah, shitting on myself is a good recovery. Please document this. I want this going down in history. Or on Facebook. They're the same thing at this point. You guys know what the leading cause of death is in this country? Poison. No, please. It's heart disease. Heart disease. Top 5 leading causes of death would be pretty easy to predict on Family Feud. Do a quick round, right? But 100 years ago, not lying, one of the leading causes of death in this country, dead serious, diarrhea. Not kidding. People would get dysentery and they would die of diarrhea, which means there was a time when diarrhea really wasn't funny. It just wasn't. Ma'am, you might want to sit down for this. You've tested positive for diarrhea. I'm sorry. It's type 2 diarrhea, it's the one we were worried about. Which means in 100 years, AIDS might be hilarious. My mom will have her 2 glasses of wine and start cracking AIDS jokes. Like, oh, I went to Taco Cabana last week. I had AIDS for a whole day. Then I went to CVS and I got the cure for AIDS. It's in Pepto-Bismol now. Upset stomach, bloating, indigestion, HIV. It's the blue bottle. I was at a friend's house. They had a Ouija board sitting out, and I know what a Ouija board is. I'm familiar with the concept, but I'd never seen the box up close. I had no idea that they're made by like Milton Bradley. Like, who in that company was like, you know what kids need? A way to talk to dead people. I think Some children are in need of right now. Well, I was thinking about it, it's kind of a silly concept, but I thought about it more, and like, it's not a way for us to talk to dead people, because the whole premise behind a Ouija board is you don't get to pick the ghost. It's a way for dead people to talk to us. Which means that like there's like ghosts lined up waiting for a chance to use a Ouija board. Like, can you imagine how much it must suck to be a ghost and your only form of communication with the outside world is through the hands of a fat teenage girl who thinks she's a vampire? You got some serious message and this cutter John Edwards is just getting in your way. Like, my name is David White. I live at 512 Maple Street. Do you like My Chemical Romance? What are you talking about? No, this is serious. Does Dennis have a crush on me? Who's Dennis? Ghost. How would I even know that? You know the answer is no. Hey guys, with this, I've been trying out online dating. A lot of people do online dating. I don't know why. I don't really do regular dating. Somebody was like, hey, do you want to go pick up chicks? I'm like, no, it's a horrible idea. I sleep on an air mattress. Why would I? Well, like, I do online dating because it's something to do other than Facebook, and like with online dating, they give you like a score, and there's colors and buttons. So in a way, it's like a video game, but it's a video game that I know I can't win. You know, like, I'm sorry, Nick, but the princess wants nothing to do with you. Please leave the castle. You're embarrassing yourself in front of your dinosaur friend. But you fill out the personality test, and it puts you into a dating archetype, right? You get a percentage and all this, and then it shows you your matches. Apparently, the match for my personality is fat. It's just fat. But I don't know why. Yeah, it's me. And I don't know why I thought that I could just click a couple buttons on the computer and suddenly there'd be page after page of hot women getting excited about a bloated alcoholic Harry Potter. I don't know. That would be the reality of the situation. I've actually gotten a lot more realistic about the level of people I can attract, or maybe I've given up entirely. I'm not really sure, but like, I was thinking about it because like I used to get upset, like, I wish I could have sex with more attractive people. Like I don't care anymore because I really like what's the difference between having sex with an attractive person and an unattractive person? It's bottom line whether or not the lights are on and I don't have a job. I'm not gonna be able to pay the electricity bill. It's the same thing for me, but it's so you can. Really, the only thing I could think of is so that it's for bragging rights. It's for bragging, so I can impress my male friends. It's a gay reason. Like, oh, this feels as good as Steve's approval. Like, what are you guys are awesome. See you next week.